Hi, my name is Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by
Francis.
Tony.
Steve. And we've just finished playing Simurgh, I think is how you say that one. Essentially, it's a worker placement game with dragons. So when it's your go, you typically there's some sort of normal people and some dragons, and you stick them on all these different kinds of worker placement spaces. So for example, you can go here and get some scrolls, or you can go here and get a weapon, and there's a bunch of different resources. So you've got meat and wood and stone and vegetables and weapons and things, and then you're caching those in. Now quite a few of these spaces will cache certain things in. When you see the minus sign here, you can spend vegetables and the meat to get another guy. You can see the sort of extra guys that you can unlock and add to your pool of people. When it's your turn, you either stick one person down on a space, or you take all of your people back. Certain spaces, you might wonder what the dragons are for, require dragons. So for instance, if you want to go on this spot because of the dragon symbol, you have to have a dragon, and then you're going to get a scroll. Now, there are also you can see there's sort of these extra spaces here. You can get one of these cards by going on this space, and you have to pay the stuff at the top. So you can pay a scroll or 2 scrolls, or they kind of get better. So if you were to get this one, they then slide into the spaces and a new one comes out. And if you pay lots of resources, you potentially get some victory points. This fist is the victory point symbol here. Once you've got one of these, you kind of keep it in your hand. Then on a subsequent go, you can, what's this called, exploring or something?
It's the wilds.
You go into the wilds. So you put one of these things out, you get some extra resources here, and you stick a guy on one of these spaces, and typically these are better spaces. So you saw this space gives you 1 weapon. If I go here, I get 3 weapons. Now you can also get dragons on this space here. Not the dragon workers, but you have these sort of dragon tiles that you can use. And this space here, you hand in a whole pile of different resources and you get to get a dragon. And the dragons give you extra sort of special abilities. So this particular dragon I got here, you could use him to get sort of meat. And these are like free actions you can do when you go, so they're pretty good. Or you can spend meat to get weapons, or I can spend meat and some veg to get another dragon guy. So that's pretty good. But they come with these tokens on, which are quite important. Some spaces, like this one, you spend resources to get the tokens. And when the tokens are on, then you can spend them to take the action. Now, this is also quite important for victory point scoring at the end of the game. On this space, you can sort of look at a selection of these tiles, which give you endgame victory points depending on how many of these tokens I was talking about here you have on different kinds of dragons. So you can see a whole pile of different ones have come out. So, for example, whoever has the most tokens on those 2 types of dragons is going to get 8 points at the end of the game, then 4, and then 3 for first, second, and third, etc. So it's quite a bit of endgame scoring for having the tokens on the dragons. But obviously you want to spend the tokens to have the ability, so there's a bit of tension there between wanting to have them and wanting to use them. So you keep going until a certain number of these action spaces have gone, or you fill up this. Incidentally, when you take your people back, if there's no one on here, you lose this tile. It goes away, and then more tiles can come out. At the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. What do you think?
I really liked it. I do like the theme. The dragons are nice. The artwork's very nice, which is always a plus point for me.
Okay. Tony?
Yeah, it's a pretty solid worker placement. I like the way, I don't know if you showed any of the cards, some of them have adventures on. So I just spotted those and I just went with them. And I came second, so it seems right to do it that way. But I like the way the board changes. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, on these spaces you sort of spend the stuff at the top, and you kind of gradually advance your dragon down here, and you're getting successively sort of better rewards. So you can see the number of victory points you're getting here becomes quite substantial towards the end. Steve?
Yeah, there's like 3 ways to kind of win the game, or at least score a lot of points. Is to get the dragon tiles, which are very powerful. The ability to do extra actions on your turn is always a good thing. The exploration, effectively, that's a free action you can do on your turn as well, and you get that 2, then 4, then 6, and 10 points by exploring all the way down. It does take a lot of resources to do both those things. Or you can just kind of collect resources, and then when a good exploring tile in the wild comes out, a good tile, you can go there and trade resources in for points. It's whoever does it most efficiently. You start with 2 workers, and there are some tiles which you can spend vegetables and meat in different combinations to get your spearmen or your dragon riders or whatever. But there are other tiles where you can sacrifice them off for points. So it isn't just about who can get 5 workers the quickest, and then you kind of, you get more actions before you have to pick your workers back. It's kind of, they're a resource themselves as well, which is quite nice. You can even sacrifice workers on tiles to destroy those tiles so no one else can use them. So there is a bit of player interaction in the wilds. You can actually destroy tiles that people are on to get the workers back, but if they've got a little broken combo going, you can kind of interrupt that by using weapons to do so.
Rating?
We played with 5, it was quite slow, but it was everyone's first game. I hope it would speed up if I played it again. I'd probably rate it 6 out of 10.
Okay. Tony?
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
That's a 6 out of 10 from me.
All right. Yeah, I liked it. It's the worker placement with the 2 different types of workers is nice, with the dragon riders and the normal workers. I like the fact with the extra actions, the way they come out, but the fact, as Steve was saying, that other people can kind of kick them out, so you lose those spaces. You kind of get a plan, and the plan becomes interrupted quite easily because the spaces you were wanting to use just disappear. You can leave your guys on to make sure the spaces stay there, but then you're not getting the use of the guy because he's just sort of locked on the space. So that tension was interesting. I think it's solid. I don't know that it really adds anything new to the worker placement genre, but I certainly enjoy playing it. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 myself. All right, thanks for watching. That was Simurgh.